Just as each of us has unique fingerprints, we all have a unique author voice. Your authorial voice is your unique writing style that differentiates your work from everyone else's. But a voice is more discovered than developed. You've been talking and writing since you were a kid. Yes, your grasp of language, spelling, and grammar has improved over the years, but there's no changing your author voice right now. Your voice is what makes someone read what you've written, and without seeing your name on it, say, "Yep, I know who this person is." Do you favor long, flowing writing with the occasional abrupt staccato sentence to transition to your next topic? Or to lead the readers up to a cliffhanger? Do you have a sarcastic style where you have readers think between the lines? Or do readers recognize your writing because you consistently use over-the-top metaphors with a visual component? Maybe you attack a topic intellectually, explaining every detail, every insight, every objection before moving on. Or maybe you get to the point so fast in so few words, everything you write is a page-turner. Often, I find authors' voices influenced by their industry. If you work in a STEM field, you take a just-the-facts approach, offer proof for every claim, and use adjectives and adverbs sparingly. If you're an academic teaching language arts, you're just the opposite. Your vast, colorful vocabulary is a linguistic cornucopia. If you write best-selling popular fiction, you live by the Mark Twain quote, "Don't use a $5 word when a 50-cent word will do." And you know that a preposition is a perfectly acceptable word to end a sentence on. Your author voice isn't just an art, it's a science. Stylometry is that science. Stylometric analysis is the study of your unique writing style. As far as I know, I'm the first and still only ghostwriter on the planet to use stylometric analysis to capture and recreate every author client's authentic voice. Meaning, when I'm helping a CEO, an entrepreneur, or investor pen that white paper or manifest their manuscript, what I create on their behalf doesn't simply feel like they wrote it. It is them. I call this a voice print, just as we each have a unique thumbprint. Thanks to the voice print, when my authors launch their books, their clients, customers, and colleagues read them and cannot tell they even worked with a ghostwriter. Not only is the text all their ideas, but it's the best, most commercially viable interpretation of their ideas. Here's a few of my authors and what they have to say about that.
We started interacting and you said, you know what, you don't just need an editor. You need someone who can kind of massage it into some, I remember those words you said, who can massage it into something that is not only enjoyable, readable, but also preserves your voice, right? You don't want something that does not sound like you. Thank you so much, Joshua. That's my biggest concern. That's my biggest concern with giving this book to anyone, because I have a very distinct voice.
For me, it was super easy. I just pretty much had to say, like, here's all of my stuff, make magic with it. And, I just really trusted you. And, I really felt like you understood my voice, and even just the way you wrote certain things. I was like, wow, did I write that or did he write that?
I had to get over that. It wasn't, if somebody else wrote it for me, it wasn't my book, because that just wasn't the truth. The truth is, I went and had all my courses transcribed. I mean, I gave you more content. We could probably write 5 books with the amount of content I gave you. So it was my book. It was my words. It was my writing. And it was an incredibly collaborative approach, which I truly love.
I like to think of ghostwriting as acting in print, where it's my job to portray an author on the page, just as an actor portrays a character on stage or film. It probably helps that I have professional acting experience. So why does any of this matter? Why do thought leaders and industry experts work with a certified ghostwriter rather than a freelance editor or a book coach? After all, freelancers know proper grammar and fix typos, right? True. And that's the problem. Over the last 8 years, I've ghostwritten over 35 books. During this time, many authors approached me for help after they hired a freelance copywriter, book editor, or book writing coach. I bet you know exactly what they said about the experience. They edited out my voice. It's good, but it's not me anymore. Big problem. Freelance writers can absolutely write, but they know only one voice. Their own. It would be like Rowan Atkinson as Mr. Bean trying to portray President Abraham Lincoln in a serious biopic film. That's not going to work. Rowan is the world's best Mr. Bean, but he should probably leave Lincoln to Daniel Day-Lewis. To close out this video, I want to leave you with this. Never, ever compromise your voice. Never change it to fit someone else's idea of good writing. You communicate the way you do for a reason, and the right certified ghostwriter will help you ensure that your best ideas get into print in your authentic voice. One could say you have a responsibility to stay true to yourself. In a world of fake news, fake reviews, and fake social media accounts that broadcast both, authenticity is our best hope to make things right. Are you up to the challenge? I'm Joshua Lisec, certified ghostwriter, and I'll see you next time.